Here we go. Chat. I got some interesting news for you, but first, let me see if I can have the chat on my phone. So, I got an iPhone. Chat. I'll tell you the story behind it. Shut up, V. Shut up. No one cares what you have to say. Jesus. I don't think I can use my iPhone. Oh, never mind. I think I can. I'm trying to use my iPhone to see if I can put the chat on it. But if I can't, I'll just use my other phone. And I'll tell you the story behind this. There's a magical story which explains why I have been forced to get an iPhone. Why is this not having chat on it? What the hell is wrong with it? Okay, whatever. Does it? If I click this, it's bookmarked. Whatever. Nah. I'm not going. Look, if it takes more than 10 seconds to figure it out. See, there's two types of people in the world. There's people like me who consider that if it's more than 10 seconds to figure out how something works, that it's way too much, not worthy of my time. And then there's people like Kibbs who, if they can't get a game to work, they will spend 2 days on it just trying to get it to work. Like, why would you do that to yourself? I don't know. Look, if something doesn't work, it's broken. Throw it away. Buy a new one. Do something else. Right, so I'm becoming a VTuber. I think you guys know that, right? And I've been told by the person doing the rigging YouTube algorithm, rigging. Okay, rigging. Is it the audio booming? Let me check. Let me check if the audio is booming. I think the audio should be fine. Right, so what the fuck are you on about? The audio is fine. What? Why are you guys complaining about the audio? The audio is at max. What? Nani? I'm buying a new microphone as well, just because people are complaining about the audio. So, okay, fine. Fine, you know, I'm in a spending spree today. I'll buy a new microphone. I bought an iPhone. So, as I was saying, because I'm becoming a VTuber, and I got an interesting VTube thing, I have decided to buy an iPhone, because you need that for the facial recognition. I hate that phone. I hate it, even though it was like a company expense, and I could justify buying it. I despise it. What do you mean my volume is fluctuating? Dude, are complaining about the audio. So, okay, fine. Fine, you know, I'm listening to myself right now. It sounds good. I'll buy a new microphone. I bought an iPhone. The audio is fine. Thank you for the membership, Tonye. Sorry if the stream is a little bit uninteresting right now. I mean, look here. Look here, you bigot. Okay? Microphone is at max. Microphone is at max. I replayed the sound. I hear myself fine. Are people trolling? I can't tell. So, anyway, as I was saying, I hate the iPhone. Everything I do asks me for money. Like, the first thing I did when I got my iPhone, I wanted to put the wallpaper on it. So I went and searched for Animu Uchkushi girl. Like some Uchkushi lady. It asks for $5 a week. What the fuck? It asks every single time I want something, it asks for a password. Every single time I need something, it asks for money. So I bought the iPhone and it didn't come with a charger. Can you fucking imagine that? The iPhone didn't have a charger. Who does that? Like, who gives you a phone without a charger? Obviously, I'm going to buy a charger. That's not the problem, okay? Like, it's not that it's... But it's like, dude, when you buy a Samsung, it gives you the charger? Why would you... Like... How greedy is Apple? It must be a company that's struggling to make money, by the looks of it. They must be in financial woes right now. It is the iPad. Yeah, like literally everything I want to do, every app, everything I need, it asks for money. Like I was thinking, this iPhone has a really good camera. Maybe I can use it instead of my actual camera. So maybe instead of a webcam, I can use my webcam. I can use my iPhone. Guess what? There's an app for it. And I'm like, okay, there's an app for it. That's great. $20. Fuck me. Who does that? What type of monster? That's not even a microtransaction anymore. There is no chat. Okay, so I haven't taken the box apart. Like, if there is a charger in the box, they hid it very well. They pulled a Houdini on it. I don't know where the fuck it is. I'll cut the box just to make sure. We need the source code for the algorithm used by Twitter, so we know how Twitter comes to the conclusion that someone is a conservative. Oh my fucking god, that is so good. There was a Project Veritas video, and apparently the way they knew that someone is a conservative is whether they would tweet about guns, they would have the American flag, or they would openly support Donald Trump. So any one of these three things, and it was so eye-opening. It's like, wait, is that what makes a conservative? And I guess, like, right, if you're a far left person, the guns thing doesn't apply anymore because the far left has bought guns ever since the 2020 protests. But other than that, yeah, like, when is the last time you saw? I guess, like, the only progressives that have an American flag happen to be the Young Turks. Like, the Young Turks actually do have an American flag in the background. I don't know if they removed it since. They may have removed it. But they used to. So I guess it counts. But I remember, like, pointing this out. Like, you would look at a MAGA rally, and they would have a lot of American flags. And then you would look like at a Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton rally, and they had, like, the Mexican flag, they had the LGBT flag, they had all sorts of flags. The Palestinian flag, like, a lot of flags, just not the American one. The only time I saw the American one was when they were burning it at a Bernie Sanders rally. Like, I remember that. That was in 2016, so it's kind of old. But it did happen. I was like, okay, well, I can't claim they never had an American flag. They proved me wrong. It took me by surprise. Like, V, what are you talking about? Here, we have the flag. Yeah, the summer of love. There was a voice scream when you said $20. It is $20. The Young Turks spit on the American flag. I haven't seen them do that. No, I'm not going to make stuff up. I know, like, you're meaning figuratively, but just so you know, there's a content creator, Drunken 3PO, yes. Today he got demonetized. YouTube doesn't tell them why. It's like, we looked at your channel and it doesn't align with our monetization policies. But they don't tell him, like, what exactly happened. Apparently, according to him, I find this difficult to believe, but okay, you know, according to him, 100% of his videos were monetized. And I'm like, dude, that can't happen. Like, it's next to impossible. At least one video had to be. So he got his videos demonetized, and he probably thinks it's because he edited a fart when Joe Biden was speaking, and I think, like, Snopes debunked it. And because of that, YouTube might be like, oh, well, he's spreading dangerous misinformation. The type of misinformation you can now find on Twitter. Drunken 3PO is part of Geeks and Gamers. I know. I talked to him. And you can communicate with the lad. He's a nice dude. And got himself in a predicament. Now, given the fact that it's his streaming channel we're talking about, it's not a big loss because you can always use Streamlabs. I mean, Streamlabs is a gift from heaven. People ask me why I don't enable it. I should. But yeah, like, Streamlabs is something that allows you to keep most of the revenue. So he can use that. If it was his main channel, it would have been more problematic. Do you think that Twitter has a way to identify a leftist? I think the way Twitter works isn't necessarily... And by the way, actually, you would be surprised just how accurate Twitter is at identifying right-wingers. Because I remember, like, someone made a bot, and you would use the bot on a channel, and it would tell you if the person is politically engaged, and if yes, which branch of politics they are. And it was so fucking accurate, it was scary. So I guess, like, they look for certain keywords. I mean, if you want to identify a left-wing person, pronouns in the bio, right? Pronouns in the bio is something that overwhelmingly left-wingers do. I mean, there are a couple of right-wingers that put pronouns in the bio, but overwhelmingly, left-wingers do it. So just by that, right? Like that's a signifier if a person is left-leaning or not. And again, it's politically engaged people. Like you won't see a person that literally doesn't care about politics have pronouns in the bio. That's something rare. So yeah, I mean, you can look for that. Then there's other things like based on what people talk about. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but you do manage to figure out by that way. And usually, I think it's also the status. Like if a person has blue check marks, they're considered safe and they're allowed more leeway. But let me show you something, okay? Because this came in today, and I like to call it the fall of the wall of Berlin on Twitter. I love calling it that. It's magisch. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I tweeted at it. Okay, hold on. I tweeted it out. So I was looking for it in the wrong place. There we go. Copy image address. So and if you're on Twitter, you kind of feel how all of a sudden you get a lot of traction. Like up until now, I was malnourished and I was used to it. And now that I'm being fed normally, it's like, holy shit. No, seriously, I don't like complaining about my job, but getting bombarded with so much attention on Twitter has been very difficult. Because I want to respond to people, and it's very difficult to keep up. Look, I'm not a big content creator. On my main channel, I do have 140,000 subscribers. But think about if only 1% of them want to talk to me. It's very difficult. And it's not that I can just ignore them. And honestly, a couple of you guys I didn't manage to get to, but I'll try. It's been difficult. And every single time I look at Twitter, 20 notifications. I click on them, I click somewhere else, 20 notifications again. It's just nonstop, on and on and on. So, look at this. This is how this is where the Berlin Wall fell, okay? And I don't think Elon Musk said, it's like, hey, take down the bullshit. No, I think like the people at Twitter reverted to a previous algorithm. And what's interesting is that none of the leftists are saying that Twitter is suppressing them. Notice how they're not complaining. Notice that they're not saying, oh, we noticed that drop in our HPA. Do you know how many blue check marks use bots? It's unreal. I mean, I know blue check marks that have millions of subscribers and they get 10 or 20 retweets. Like, that just doesn't happen. That's not normal, okay? That you can't convince me that is human interaction. And as you can see, right, like the moment the wall fell, you get to see how Ted Cruz exploded, Marsha Blackbird, I don't know who this person is, but they're all the way up. And meanwhile, it's the progressives that... Now, I want to point out, it's not a complete list. I mean, there's Steven Crowder that got a big boost. There's Tucker Carlson. He also exploded. I think it was... Trump Jr. also showing that he got a massive increase of subscribers. And it's not, by the way, I want to point out that Pipkin Pippa is shadow banned on Twitter. Like, Pipkin Pippa pointed out that she is shadow banned on Twitter. And I think it's not because of politics. I think they just want specific content creators and specific news to be up-ranked and everyone else be downvoted. So yeah, like, if you were to post a YouTube video in 2016, you would get a lot of clicks. And that's why a lot of people used Twitter back then. It's because it was very convenient. You get a lot of clicks. So it was good. Nowadays, if you post anything that takes you off the site, so not just a YouTube video, but if you posted a New York Times article, that would have been hidden by the algorithm. And I have yet to try to see if that's still the case. But I think if you post a lot of YouTube videos, you get shadow banned. So this is probably why Pipkin Pippa got shadow banned. See, that's it. Like, you can't free the bunny. You can't free the bunny because it's an invisible cage. You don't see it. It's not a real ban. If it was a ban, people would have started the hashtag free the bunny. But like, no one is starting the hashtag free the bunny because no one knows that the bunny is caged. V, what do you think about the 40-plus defense ministers meeting in Ramstein and Moldavia situation? Will the war expand from Ukraine? Man, I can't make these predictions. If it was my opinion, like, given the fact that the Russians are struggling in Ukraine, I don't think they're going to reach for more land. But I don't fucking know. I really don't know. So I can't talk about it. My profile is impossible to reveal as a right-winger. I'm literally deep behind enemy lines. Yeah, I know, Abdi Khaled. I think you have pronouns in the bio and other things, and a picture of a black person, so... But that's not how they reveal it. They usually go after phrases, after... So, for example, things that you care about... Like, kind of difficult to pinpoint. But, like, if there's a talking point that right-wingers care about and people use that talk... Like guns, okay? So if you start talking about guns and you talk about calibers and centimeters and blah, 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 and bullets, then they decide that, okay, well, this is a right-winger, and they suppress you. Here's hoping Elon adds full live stream support on Twitter. So there is actually a way to live stream on Twitter. It's called MySpace. And Pipkin Pippa, again, I'll bring her up because she's the only VTuber that thought about it. She used the V-Space when her internet was down. So her internet was shit and she had to stream. So she used V-Spacing in order to do it. It was very entertaining and hilarious. So technically you can do it on Twitter, but it's very shit. And it's impossible to get feedback from the people you're streaming with, which means, like, why the fuck are you streaming? It feels like you're alone and talking into your phone. And you get absolutely no feedback in return. Oh my god, thank you, Lamented Guide. I don't know if I'm going to buy my woman something nice. I'm going to buy a microphone, though. This microphone is dying, and all the donations that I'm getting, I'll be using it for the microphone. Yeah, I thought it was called a thought space. Like, she called herself a V-Space tuber. A V-Spacer, she called herself, a V-Spacer. I thought that women use that, like thoughts, and they make moaning sounds in order to attract the male audience. The male hearing, yes. Yeah, it's literally just audio. There's no face or anything. You can only connect to it from phone. Like, you need the phone app. And you don't get any interaction with your chat. So the only way you can get interaction, like the way Pippa did it, is like she used the Discord chat. But it's meh. I just think it's the worst of the options. But it's there, you know, it's worth mentioning. Like, if I get banned from everywhere else, you may find me there. The thought space, yes. You sure it's the mice and not the software, Nani? Nani? All right. Yeah, the ear-shaped microphone. Let me see if I can find it. That is the thought mic that I call it, and you can find it on Twitch. It's predominantly on Twitch. So, ear microphone on Twitch. Okay. Now, I just want to say that if you look for it, like if you Google this, you're going to find many such content creators doing content creation, but I'm getting an ear infection just by looking at it. And this is the most tame one that I can find. Like, all you have to do is look for microphone, ear microphone Twitch, and you will find these pictures. And it looks like this, okay? I would never, ever purchase a second-hand microphone that's in this particular shape. I think it's a health hazard, okay? No matter how much you clean it, you never know where that microphone has been, and you don't know what stories it has to tell. So stay away from it. Buy something else. Do something else with your life. Oh my god. Apparently, I've been sent something beautiful. There is a new movie in the making, and I can hardly wait to see it. It's about Elon Musk. I want to see this, chat. I want to see this. I heard it has a lot of drama in it. It's very emotional. It's got a little bit of everything. And of course, it's adapted for a modern audience. You does subscribe from Pippa if she buys that? How would you know? She can buy it and you would never know. Have you ever looked into Elon's family and their adherence to technocracy? I don't understand why right-wingers are voting about Elon Musk. How worse can it be? Like, all I care about, like, I'm not buying Teslas from him, okay? I'm not voting for the man to become a president. All I care about is if he can improve Twitter. And so far he hasn't do anything, and Twitter has improved. So why the fuck would I dislike? I don't care if he works for the World Economic... Okay, look, I don't care if Elon Musk and Klaus Schwab share a bedroom together. I genuinely don't give a fuck. When Twitter is going to become bad, I'm going to complain, but I don't think it can become worse than it was last month. So that's the extent that I care about Elon Musk. With War and Elon buying Twitter, don't you think the woke is losing? Now, even with previous rich twat at $50. I don't know how the left would be losing because of military conflict. I mean, if anything, the left is managing to justify censoring the internet even more. The White House started a disinformation committee. Like, if it wasn't for war, do you think they could have started a disinformation committee? Probably because of COVID. But if it wasn't for war and COVID, like, do you think they would? No. But they did it. So I don't see how they're losing. And with Twitter, all they have to do is to get Apple or Google to deplatform Twitter. Problem solved. Although it's a little bit more hard. I have to say, it's a little bit more difficult. Because it's such a big platform and everyone uses it, it's going to be very difficult for Google to justify taking down Twitter. Elon Musk knew what he was doing. You can take down Parler, but you're going to have a very, very hard time taking down Twitter. I mean, normal people will want to use it and they will be upset at Apple and Google. It's like, why are you taking it down? We want to... You know, they did the same with Tumblr. Like, they only took down Tumblr when it wasn't popular. They waited for it. They waited and waited, and when Tumblr wasn't popular, then they hit the switch. You can talk to people on Twitter Spaces, you just need to give them the mice. What? Give them the mic? Oh, like, give them a microphone. Yeah, but, like, dude, that's not the same. Like, look, okay, so right now, in my chat, there's many of you, right? Some of you I know, some of you I don't know. And the problem is that YouTube has terms of service. So there are specific things you can say and specific things you can't say because you're going to get your channel terminated. So Purple, okay? Like, I've never seen Purple in my chat before. I'm sure he's upset right now because, like, V, I've been in your chat every single goddamn day. I've never seen you, man. I don't know who you are. You may be a good person that saves kittens, or you may be a bad person that says jokes on Twitter. I have no idea. So if I were to give him a microphone and he would be next to me right now, he could drop some powerful gamer words and have the entire channel taken down. And it's the same with this spacing. Like, it's difficult to trust people. That's my mic, I don't know you, yes. I don't know Dushkin either, yes. Dushkin is a new person. I'm not giving you a rage, Noah. I don't know who you are either. I do know Spoon. I do know Spoon. Spoon I know. Spoon I would give him a mic. Issue is Elon might have bought the mainstream right. I care about free speech, not just their speech. He has only been CEO for 2 weeks. Yeah, but, like, again, if people on the right would start getting censored and suppressed, they would notice. And like, how is it better than, like, being censored and suppressed up until now? I'm not voting for Elon to be a politician. Like, I don't understand the concern. I really don't. Again, like, if it was something, like, let's say, all right, let's put it differently. Let's say that Elon would buy Fox News. And all of a sudden, you'd be worried that, hold on, well, Fox News is now going to become, more corporate-oriented, that it's going to ban Tucker Carlson and shit. Then yeah, you'd have a point. But it's Twitter that he bought. He bought Twitter. Like, it can't get any worse. It's already rock bottom. Like, people weren't using Twitter seriously. Like, they weren't using Twitter to get their news from it. He's not CEO. He turned it down. He will be owner after the deal goes through. Yeah, like, it's, the way corporations are being ran, it's kind of like a little country, especially corporations the size of Twitter, right? So it's kind of like having a nation. The CEO is the president, and then you have, the management that's under the CEO, the upper management. So with Elon, like, he is the owner, so he can just direct the CEO to what he wants. And at any point, of course, like, he can fire the CEO and make decisions. Like, he's almost like the board, but he's the board in one person, if that makes any sense. I don't think I'm going to go to a rant now. There is something interesting that I might talk about tomorrow. There have been leaked footage of Twitter's employees listening to their CEO explain what happened. And it's absolutely hilarious. It's almost like he's talking to kindergartens. It's astonishing. Now, my funniest point is that there were Twitter employees who are lying to themselves that the deal can be canceled. It's like they're going to cancel. Can we not cancel the deal? And I'm thinking, yes, one of the biggest transactions in human history, worth billions of dollars, is just going to get canceled because some Twitter employees are having a hissy fit. Yes, I can definitely see that happening. Yes, Elon might change his mind. He paid several billions and now he goes like, you know what? Actually, no. Sure, yeah, absolutely. Jack is trying to weasel his way into the CEO position. I actually see that. And honestly, I would be very disappointed if it happens. I don't like Jack. Even though I think he might have a conscience. And I say this because he literally tried reaching out to right-wingers. Like, he went on the Tim Pool show, and he spoke with, I think it was Ben Shapiro, and with other right-wingers. You see that he tried. I don't trust the man. Even if he were to actually want free speech, he doesn't seem that he has the balls to do it. You need someone new there. Preferably a very, very strong person. Like, you need a person that oozes testosterone and doesn't give a fuck. Like the Florida man. Like someone like Florida man needs to go there. Who takes no nonsense, doesn't care about any bullshit, doesn't care about feelings, just wants to get the work done. They really like diversity officers. How about an actual officer from the U.S. Army? Someone who retired, put that person as a CEO. Who takes absolutely no shit, gives no fucks. Like the drill instructor in Metal Gear Jacket. That would be a good Twitter CEO. He would be an excellent Twitter CEO. Oh my fucking god. You should also make like a documentary and film it. Like a live action adaptation. I would pay money to see that. I would spend $100 per episode just to see that happening. Have the guy from, someone like, obviously you can't have the guy, but like someone like the drill instructor from Metal Gear Jacket working at Twitter with all of their progressive employees. Pipkin Pippa as CEO. Let me think about other VTubers that... Actually, yeah, no, I can't think of any other VTubers that more spicy than Pipkin Pippa. But I want the Pipkin Pippa from 3 months ago, not the one that was bended by the corporation and sanitized. I don't want sanitized Pippa. I want unleashed Pippa with maximum Pipkin. Jack is a coward. He literally hid behind the female minority. Yeah, he got his lawyer there. By the way, the lawyer at Twitter started pissing her eyes because of the acquisition, and then started tweeting sass at Elon Musk, and then realized, holy shit, this person is my boss. And she removed the tweets, but the internet is forever. That's actually going to be my tomorrow's video. It's absolutely adorkable. It is adorkable in every way, shape, or form. So she tweeted sass at Elon Musk, thinking it's just, a right-winger, and then she's like, oh, wait, this is my boss now. This is my life now. I can't. And she censored herself. She censored herself. It's absolutely, it's fantastic to see. Pippa got bent over the battle. I can see that, right? So when she had the 30,000 subscribers, she went on a detailed explanation that her company wants her to stop making, quote-unquote, those types of videos. And ever since, she has lost her edge. She's like a blunt knife. She wants to cut, but alas, she cannot. So, no edgy Pippa, no. It is what it is, nothing can last. The moment I find something that I like to watch, it has to be taken away from me. What can I do? She's still a nice person, okay? So behind the scenes, she's a very entertaining and enjoyable person to talk to, but in front of the scenes, she's like all the others. She has been put back into the mold. She is now, unfortunately, a corporate VTuber, which she was meant to be. But she's still entertaining, don't get me wrong. Like, she is still but she was far more entertaining before. I could full-heartedly recommend her. Now I can just recommend her. Let me check the super chat from BD. If Sam Hyde becomes the CEO of Twitter, I will add pronouns to my Twitter bio. I actually went into a very interesting take on pronouns. There are two types of people. There are people who fight against the windmills, and there are people that work with the windmills. So the fighting against the windmills are the people who refuse to use the pronouns, and the people who put pronouns like attack helicopter, okay? That's reactionary. That is mental illness level. Like, why you do that, okay? That's not the new meta. The new meta is to have a difficult to pronounce pronoun, like shopurla, okay? I want you to call me shopurla. And if you don't call me shopurla, you're misgendering me. And if you're misgendering me, that's bullying, that's harassment, and I will report you to the TOS. If you have a lisp, type shit. Not my fault you have a lisp, not my fault you can't pronounce shopurla correctly, and I expect you to pronounce shopurla. I don't want you to pronounce no. Shopurla. If you fuck it up, report it. It would be beautiful. At Magic the Gathering, I understand the juges. The juges actually ban people for misgendering. And change your pronoun, by the way. Change it after every session. Now it's shopurla, then it's tsarush. Tsarush. Why I have it changed? I'm gender fluid. Blah, 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 blah. It's fluidity. I now identify as tsarush. Tsarushi. Judge, Zer played the wrong... What do you mean, Zer? What do you mean, Zer? I don't identify as Zer anymore. That was previous session. Now it's Sarush. Let's see. I got a super chat from BD. Oh, no, wait. I already read it. My bad. Changes 3 times a minute. You can change it as many as you want. Look up gender fluid, okay? It's part of the ideology. I'm not making shit up. And by the way, this is the new meta. It's how the game is played. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It gives you power over other people, especially at Magic the Gathering. It's nice to see your opponent quaking in fear as you're accusing them of misgendering you. Makes you feel strong. Tsuyoi. Why do you want to feel weak? No, you need to feel tsuyoi. Naruhodo. You identify as Atlantean. No, see, that's like bullshit. Like, oh, I identify as Atlantean. I identify as a helicopter. Shut the fuck up, okay? It's all. No, you need to identify as something difficult to pronounce. Just bash your head on the keyboard 5 times, and that's your pronoun. I don't understand why people don't do it. It's fun. I'm the one-man think tank, yes. Diversity, are you female? What type of question is that? Gender is a spectrum. Why would you limit yourself? Shit. Yeah, shit is another. Chikablet. Chikablet. Why would you do that? No. Yeah, exactly what Aiden Paladin did. Okay, that's my pronoun. Look at what. See, Aiden Paladin gets it. Let me see if I can pin her comment. Maybe I shouldn't because I don't know what she said. But like, what Aiden Paladin did, that's my pronoun. What do you do? What do you do? If you misgender me, it's a TOS violation. See, Aiden Paladin is smart. You guys should be like Aiden Paladin. Do the Arabic one. That's also interesting. Thinking is dangerous, yes. Aiden said 2 nukes weren't enough, and that's why I didn't pin her comment. You see, I had the inspiration. I was going to pin her comment, but then my hand just stopped. It froze in mid-air, and I was, holy shit, wait, this is Aiden Paladin. Aiden Paladin, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. And then I decided against it. No, see, Down G1 just doesn't get it. Like, this is why. See, I have good ideas, good concepts. They're fun to use, but people don't get it. They still go with, like, what that gentleman said. It's just like, no, it's not okay. Good instinct, yes. I have always good instinct when it comes to women, especially online. Anyway, let me see if I have more interesting news. Oh, there's an interesting game which came out. I kind of like it. Dune Spice Wars. I think I'll advertise it on my gaming channel when I got nothing to talk about. It's a 4X game that's real-time strategy. Like, I never heard about real-time 4X. I'm pretty sure they exist, but I never heard about them. And it's set in the Dune universe. I thought it's going to be shit. Unironically, I thought it's going to be a really bad game, but it's actually good. There are a couple of complaints that I have. I don't think the developers are going to fix them, but like one of the complaints is that the factions aren't very different, so they kind of play the same. I wanted more diversity. I mean, if this was in 2010, it would have been excusable, but we're in current timeline. And yeah, the uniqueness of factions isn't there. There's a lot of lore inconsistencies. But other than that, like this is the important aspect. The game is fun to play. I enjoy playing this game. So yeah, it's 4X real-time strategy. I don't think Homeworld is 4X. Like Homeworld is just a strategy game. No, this is like 4X, like Civilization. Like you build shit, right? You expand, you explore, and you exterminate. So it's 4X. It's really interesting. One of the reasons that I hate, what's it called? Civilization and other games like that is that it takes so much to play. Like if you start a multiplayer with Civ, waiting for the other player to finish playing is a chore. I mean, it can take literally minutes. I know people that play Civ like chess, and I just can't get into that. So having a real-time game, that was really great. Yeah, see, Alexander, you just don't get it. I mean, okay, keep doing that, but people have been doing that for 4 years, and at this point, the joke is stale. Everyone knows about my pronouns are Your Majesty. Like, okay. My pronouns are attack helicopter. All right. I just gave you something else. I gave you an ability to become Tsuyoi. Did I play as Harkonnen? No, I tried the Freeman because I thought, okay, well, that might be an interesting faction. And I also tried the Atreides because that seemed like the beginner-friendly faction. But other than that, like, no, everyone seems to be the same. Like, they got the melee unit and they got the range unit and... okay. I expected a lot more interesting things. Multiplayer and Civ have a time limit. Yeah, but like even then, like let's say you put the 2-minute time limit, right? And you finish your turn in 10 seconds, it's annoying to wait the 1 minute and 50 seconds for the other guy. Oh, but Conspiracy Cat gets it. See, Conspiracy Cat understands what I've been talking about. Do what Conspiracy Cat said. Don't do what Zenith said. Zenith is not a creative person. Sorry, Zenith, but it's the truth. This is why you come to my channel, so you can understand the cold harshness of reality. The desert of the real, as they like to call it. All right. Have I ever played Stellaris? You mean, have I ever played this? Have I ever played this? Yes, I played it, and then I got bored. I gotta say, I don't really like seeing like the little balls that are called planets. It's just not interesting. I like to see when you play Civilization, like how the land transforms as your civilization transforms it. With space games, it's just like you see space and the little planets, and it's like, I guess, okay, yeah, sure. I'm not going to read that. Abdi will have it because the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it. You're not using it to be cruel, though. Okay? You're using it to show how ridiculous the standards are. Like, if you want to create anything... Because here's the thing, all right? Real-time talk. I don't mind using whatever a person identifies as, okay? Like, if you want to identify as a woman, fine, whatever. I don't care. But when you come with pronouns like zur or her or things that are so forced into the English language. Like, you can know that it doesn't sound English when you hear zur. Alright? Like, there are certain words that even, for example, in Romania, there are certain words that don't sound Romanian. Okay? Because they're forced, usually due to interact. Like, for example, mouse. Mouse is a Romanian word now, just like keyboard, even though keyboard is not a Romanian word, but we use the word keyboard because the computer was invented by English people, and when it came into Romania, people used the language to describe something that wasn't in the Romanian language, so you kind of get, right? But zur and her are pushed so forced, like there's no equivalent in the English language that even tries to make it sound proper. So when you come up with these bizarre words and you expect me to use them and remember them and use them without the thing scratching my ear, I think it's ridiculous, okay? So if you're going to do that and your ideology is that literally anything can be a pronoun, okay, fine. All right, let's play by your rules and see if you like it. And I'll do your rules as well. I can adapt, that's fine. I'll use zur, but you also need to use shopurla. And if you don't use shopurla properly and you don't pronounce it properly, I'm gonna get upset because you're bullying me. The best kind of trolling pronoun is to use either me or you, specifically in all contexts, and then constantly interrupt people and ask, wait, do you mean you as in you or me as in me? That is a good idea. See, Motocross gets it. Yeah, like what are your pronouns? Me and you. That's my pronoun. So when you talk to me, you have to say me or you. And when you say me, but you're talking to me and you're replacing you, then you're going to have a very confusing conversation. But it's within the rules of the game. Like, you're not breaking the meta or anything. You're just applying the same logic that people demand of you to apply of them. So, yeah, me and you. It's not that we don't use what do you mean Romanians don't use keyboard? We use tastatura, yes. But you also say keyboard. No, wait, keyboard, no, hold on. Keyboard is a bad example. Yeah, holy shit. My bad. Computer. Computer is what I want to say, right? So computer is something that didn't exist in the English language and the Romanian language, and we adapted. Some people try to replace it with calculator, but like a computer is a computer, a calculator is different, right? So in Romania, you can actually say calculator to a computer, and it's correct. We do say mouse. Yeah, like mouse really doesn't have an equivalent. Like calling it shoricel is going to get you bullied, so. I did spread misinformation. I'm sorry. It happens. Look, every now and then. I know it's harmful. But how did I manage to debunk it? By having chat, right? This is another thing. Everyone is complaining about, misinformation. It's like, yeah, when you had the chat open, there was no misinformation. Like, look, if I try to make a video and I have like even the smallest mistake, Like, let's say 99.9% of the video is accurate, but there's like just one word that I have said by accident, and it's not accurate. I'm going to see the comment section with people hammering on the fact that I have spoken untruths. Let's put it like that. How do you spell your pronouns? LOL. Me and you, that's my pronouns. Oh, you mean like șopârlă? I would have to use Romanian diacritics to say it properly, but, you know, good luck. Yes, șoricel means mouse in Romania. Well, actually, it means little mouse. There were some people that tried to use șoricel instead of mouse, and they got bullied. Like, what the fuck are you doing? șopârlă. That's funny. I like the fact that people are actually spelling the șoricel properly. Why are you guys amused by the Romanian language? Yes, is șoricel really that funny? You need to say the sh. You know, like I've been thinking, like English language doesn't really have the sh. No, I guess you have shit. Yeah, you do have the sh. You don't have the ts. Let me think if there is a single ts in English. Tsar. No, you okay, so Tsar is actually pronounced Tsar. I'm telling you because I'm from Eastern Europe, okay? So the Russian Tsar is actually pronounced the Russian Tsar. T. I don't think you have any ts. Yeah, you don't have that. I think the Germans have a lot of that, right? Zeitung, for example, newspaper. No, channel doesn't have ts. Katz, yeah, but Katz is German, and it's not English. At the end of cats, yeah, cats, cats. Yeah, you do have one. To, chair, no, chair doesn't have the ts. Zu, katsu, shih tzu puppy. Yeah, but like shih tzu is not English, man. That like it doesn't count if you import shit from another language. I think cats is literally the only one that I can think of. These nuts. Oh, yeah, okay, so there are a couple. Why do you put Zucker? Like, what does Zucker have with... This is why you're banned, Suck and Poop. This is why I'm not unbanning you. You're talking nonsense all the time. I got a super chat from Glow in the Dark. How do you like the American version of the USSR? Man, it's not even nearly there. I mean, the USSR was far, far more brutal than the US. The US is not even at China level. It's trying to. I mean, it's struggling to get there. There's a lot of old people that are clinging to power, and they're using whatever means available. But, like, let's be honest. You're not there. Tsunami. Yeah, but that's not from that's not an English word, right? It's coming from Japan. Like when you import something from another language, that doesn't count. I was thinking like English. But yeah, tsu is very rare in English. It does exist, but it's incredibly rare. That is my statement on the matter. On the matter. Matter. I got 245 people watching. So tomorrow, hopefully, I don't know, but hopefully, I will be able to get my VTube model up. So I'll be having the troll up, and I got an iPhone for it. I said it at the beginning of the stream. I don't know how many people heard it, but I have to say that there is no product that I despise more than the iPhone. Number one, it didn't have a charger when I bought it. I guess Apple must be a company that's struggling financially, so they couldn't just put a charger in my package. The package was sealed. It wasn't stolen or anything, okay? It literally did not have a charger. And the second thing that I found a problem with it is that it asks me for money for anything. Like, the first thing I wanted to do was to install an ushkshi wallpaper with the animal lady. It asked me for money. If I want to do anything, if I even want to browse the shop, it asks me for a password. It's one of the most annoying phones that I had to use in my entire fucking life. I do not understand why people insist on buying this garbage. It's one of the worst brands ever, but it has to have facial recognition, which I need to use for VTubing, so that's why I got it. Tsunami. I know. Thank you, Alexander. I appreciate it. I just... Again, it's the fact that I can use it as a company expense is the only reason why I got it. So I could use it as a company expense, and maybe I could use it as a webcam. So I might be able to show my face again, show some skin out there on my main channel, because I don't think I'll use the VTuber model on my main channel. Who knows? Maybe I will. Disable the secret GPS. I always stay in my house, so it's not like it's going to get them any info, except where I live. Which anime lady are you going to put on the iPay? So, I don't think I'm going to pay for an anime lady. I mean, if it asks me for money just to have a picture on my phone, like, fuck you. I'm not doing that. Secondly, when I look for anime girls, I don't necessarily look for a specific one. I just look at the pictures and I want something that's lewd, but not pornographic. So if something that alludes to something interesting happening, but at the same time just something that, you know, if I open it in a coffee shop, it's not going to get the soy boys to freak out. You gotta speak Japanese to be a proper VTuber? I don't know. I've seen VTubers speaking in Spanish and being popular. It's going to be Pippa. Man, like, I'm not... The reason that I like Pippa is that she's not doing any of the girlfriend experience bullshit. Like, I wouldn't promote a VTuber that's all about boobies and, you know, like Lily. Lily, for example. She's the killer whale, the orca. You know, like, she does the lewd experience a lot. I'm not interested in that. And if any of the VTubers that I promote would start doing that nonstop, I would probably stop promoting them. It's not that I think it shouldn't exist or anything, but it's like, it's not what I'm into. You know, I'm a married man. So I prefer a little bit more. I like personality, charisma, the topics that they discuss. It's not that I'm against it. I mean, if I was a teenager, I would have probably subscribed to Lily. But at that point, like, if I were to really just be a thirsty young man, why wouldn't I not go for an actual streamer? My fucking God. I really can't believe it's coming to this. That I'm saying it's like, why don't you watch Twitch Thoughts like normal people? You know? Because up until now, it was, why are you watching Twitch Thoughts? Just go buy a hooker. Okay? Like, that was the conversation. Just go buy a hooker because it makes no sense. Why are you watching Twitch? I mean, if you're that desperate, all right? So I'm not talking about, like, watching a female streamer because you like her content. No, like, watching a female streamer because you think you might have a chance with her. Like, if you're at that level, why not just go out and buy a hooker? But now I'm like, if you're that desperate for a VTuber, why don't you just watch a Twitch streamer? I can't believe. Like, there was something worse. There was something worse, and yet, yeah. And by the way, I don't think I prioritize Pippa. It's just that she goes into a lot of things that I can make reference to. I personally like Viri as my favorite VTuber. I played video games with her, and she's a very wholesome person. But there's also male VTubers, but they're involved into a lot of drama, let's put it like that. And I try to stay away from drama. But you guys probably know who I'm talking about. So there are male VTubers that I'm friends with. It's got nothing to do with the, there's people that I talk behind the scenes, like Romania-chan. I got a lot of people. But it's also that I can make Dungeons and Dragons. I already got Arch to confirm as GM. I'm talking to Lumi and Uni, and we'll see if I can get some other VTubers, Kibs, of course, and it's going to be great. It's going to be the best Dungeons and Dragons session on YouTube. We're going to have a lot of fun. And once my VTube model is done as well, probably by the end of the summer, early autumn, we could start a really great Dungeons and Dragons session. or something else. Depends on what Arch wants to host. He might have to choose between Fallout. So there's Warhammer. He probably won't do Dungeons and Dragons, right? But I think it's going to be very entertaining. Like you guys think that, oh my God, V has been sucked by these succubuses. These succubi are trying to get V to do. It was all to make the plan come into fruition, and the plan is to have the best Dungeons and Dragons setting that YouTube has ever seen. Some of the ladies do voice acting. They have role played extensively, and they have chemistry between each other. It's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm not getting Carl into my Dungeons and Dragons. Fuck that, no. The man couldn't remember what happened between sessions. Like one session, he would have something, and the next session he would forget it happened, though. He's a really great person. I like him as an individual, but as a Dungeons and Dragons player, he is muy difficult. Very difficult. So, no. A VTuber model, a man with a TV as his head. That would be great. You know what? Maybe I can commission something like that. That is so good. A man with a TV. Don't be ageist. I'm not ageist. I generally think like the bad doesn't. It's not that he doesn't put effort, because that's the problem, right? Like he actually cares about being on time and doing the thing. But at the same time, he forgets things between sessions. And they were kind of important things. And meh. It is what it is. The thing is, like, people say Arch is a hit or miss GM. I don't know. I enjoyed every single one of Arch's GMing experiences. I haven't watched the Skaven one that he did on his channel, and the Endless Hunger one, so I don't know how that's like. But I do think Arch is a good GM, and I enjoyed playing with him. Now, I'm pretty sure there might be GMs better than Arch, but I don't know any, and please don't contact me, because I'm not going to give you, like, what, like an audition? Like, how the fuck do I do that? How would I get you an audition to see if you're a good GM or not? So, yeah. No, I like Arch. He does voices. He knows a lot of stuff. Like, he knows a lot of military things. He knows a lot of historical events. He knows a lot about the lore from the games. I trust him making a good campaign. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a bad player. But he likes to take charge. It's his way or the highway, and he's not very cooperative. So, like, having a player like Arch in your campaign is really good if it's the only player that's the initiative one. You know, because there's people who enjoy just chilling out and being less involved. And if you have some of them in one Arch, then it could be a really strong campaign. I know that your husband is a GM, Aiden, but I don't know how he is like, and I don't want to rate him and say, well, you know what? Arch is better than you, motherfucker. Like, you know, let's not get there. Yeah, Arch does do some voices, and they're really funny. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got entertained, and tomorrow I might try, if I'm streaming, to go through the leaked audio of the Twitter staff members who are being explained what the merger, what the Elon Musk buyout means. And you can see how they're being taught to as if they're kindergarten children. It's very entertaining to listen. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.